One thing I was going to mention in light of your comment is in the Black community, we've been conditioned from day one that education is our way out. That's what our grandfathers, great-grandfathers, everyone taught, because it's true to a degree, no pun intended. Exactly what you're talking about. Before we had so much attention on the dangers of student loans, I heard stories of, I remember I met a girl who wanted to be a teacher, and she took out like $150,000 worth of loans to go to NYU. Now, if you're going to be a teacher, none of that's going to add up very well. And parents went to the different struggles and all of that. But the student loan debt crisis affects everyone. It affects baby boomers because they're still paying their kids' loans. It's affecting their debt levels. It's affecting my generation, Generation X, has really a bad relationship with student loans. But let's call it what it is. This student loan debt has slammed millennials. It has absolutely slammed millennials. We have over $1 trillion in student loan debt in this country. And when you talk to millennials, they're not planning families. They're not planning to buy houses. It's really, really affecting how they live and how they do work. And we have to start thinking about that up front. What's interesting when you really talk to people about their student loan debt and their student loan debt burden, how little they know about their own student loans. They don't know where they are, they don't know how they work, they don't, and the government doesn't do a very good job of educating us about the whole process and what happens. So step one is everyone needs to get educated on their student loans. People are very surprised when I tell them about options out there like income-based repayment. And I have to, I've spoken often about the public service loan forgiveness plan. If you work 10 years in public service, the government will forgive your loan. That's still out there. Be very, very careful with it because the Trump administration is doing their dance with it, and a lot of people aren't getting that, but there's all those sorts of services out there. But you really have to think about your overall financial picture, what your overall financial goals are, and where education costs are going to lay into that. So, companies that are going to hire you, they really only care about where you graduated from. I could spend 2 years out of community college. I could go to Michigan. I know Celine's still in the room somewhere, so I was in Michigan. Let's see. I could go to Michigan for 2 years. The company's going to look at where I graduated from. So that's an option. A lot of employers, especially as the economy's picking up and hiring's picking up, they're having to attract talent, and a lot of employees are offering student loan repayment as a perk. A lot of people don't even think to ask about that, but companies will pay your student loan debt off if you promise in exchange to do things like work at the company for 3 years. But again, we have to be creative like this now, because as I was saying, millennials, what they got, it doesn't add up. Paying for your own education, a lot of them paying for their own retirement, paying for their own health care. If you did everything right, if you did everything your financial advisor told you to do, the numbers still wouldn't add up. So you have to be creative, to understand the way technology can help you with this, understand your different options out there, and consider me a resource. Of course, Prudential's a resource to help you find the plan that works best for you so that you can live a life that reflects who you are and what you really value.
So we have time for one more question, and I want to talk about the role of technology and money. So I follow the frugal feminista. She believes that technology is the ultimate equalizer. But I've also been reading several articles that talk about how blacks are behind when it comes to blockchain and Bitcoin and all of the ways that we're going to transfer money through technology in the future. And technology